This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio.
Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Everyone was right, I was born to ride.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
I don't want a pickle, just want to ride on my motorcycle. And I don't want to...
You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation at
Some Arlo Guthrie.
863-225-2000. Now,
Arlo Guthrie.
here's more of your hosts, Fester Jenkins and Mama Dukes on Born to Ride Radio.
There
Mama
you
Dukes,
are,
you're
Mama.
different there. Okay.
Tater in the house.
Well, Mama Dukes isn't in the studio today. I'm Fester Jenkins. I'm Tater Hayes. And we've got Ron and Debbie Galletti in the studio. It is time for Born to Ride Radio. It's Thursday evening, 7 o'clock, folks. Welcome to the studio again, guys.
Man, it's always
Hey.
great to be here. Great to have Tater with us today, the golden voice of radio himself.
Right.
The votes are being casted for you guys, man. I hear the polls are big time for you guys, man. Best radio station, best DJs right here tonight on Born to Ride. Isn't that awesome, Deb?
It is, and they're growing like crazy. You guys have ventured from AM to FM, and you're just getting out there.
Well, and, yeah, and this is where we need your help on this, because
Yeah.
I know that Born to Ride Radio, as we go out on the Boss Hogg Facebook page, and then it also goes out on Chopper Town, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And Born
so
to
I
Ride?
know there's several thousand viewers that are going to see this between now and Sunday at midnight. We need all of you guys to go and vote.
Just once.
Just once. Vote for Boss Hogg Radio. Flip a coin when you get to the best radio personality. Pick Fester, pick Tater. It just don't matter. But yeah, go and vote for Boss Hogg Radio. Please, guys. Yeah, that would just be awesome. That could push us over the top. How cool would that be?
That would be.
We support it, and we're going to do that.
It'd be really cool because we've talked about this during the week. We are the only independent radio station. All the other ones are corporate radio stations. They're FM powerhouses, and we're just this AM radio station.
Yep.
And we were fortunate enough to have our listeners push us to the starting line, and get us in that 5.
So yeah, if you're watching on Facebook, on Chopper Town, wherever it is, just go to the Boss Hogg Radio Facebook page, and the link is right there at the top, and it'll take you right to the media section where you can vote for Boss Hogg Radio, vote for Fester Jenkins, or vote for Tater Hayes. And man, we'd really appreciate it. Voting goes on till midnight, and you can vote every day. It's not just a one-time. You can go back and vote every day. Vote early, vote often. Pretend you're in Chicago.
I was wondering if something political is going to pull in with that.
Yeah,
Vote
well.
as much as you want.
No, you can. You can vote as much as you want. And wow, we would really appreciate it. That'd be how cool would that be for Born to Ride Radio to be on the best radio station
Exactly,
in Central
be
Florida?
a part of the best
We already
team.
know we are.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to take care of the vote.
There's no doubt
we
about
got to
that.
make it official. So yeah,
Are-
get everybody to rock the vote
Can
right
they
up
do
until
mail-in
Sunday.
voting?
Unfortunately, no. Yeah,
Buster.
can't do mail-in.
Tater-
Buster, who do we have on the phone line? I know we got John Harris from the Absolute Auction. He's going to hang on a minute because we got a quick call with Jeff, an update on flat track racing because Pensacola got hit hard. So
By
let's hear what
Sally.
Jeff's got to say.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
What's up, Jeff? Man, Pensacola, I'm afraid of this phone call. What's going on, Pensacola, man?
Well, unless I sponsor or promote boat racing, I don't think there's going to be motorcycle races there this weekend.
So Sally did it in for us there.
Yeah, you know what? I made it to Alabama and stayed there a couple days, kind of, waiting to see what was going on, and then when they said that thing was going to produce 20 to 30 inches of rain, I got the hell out of there and headed back home up north. So I got back yesterday. I stopped in Louisville, Kentucky, saw some friends, and drowned my sorrows down in Louisville. So, but we postponed it till November. So we're looking at like November the 6th or 7th. Or possibly November the 20th or 21st. And, it's a shame because we had a lot of commitments from California and Nevada and Michigan and New York. So
just a heads up, Jeff, I would stay away from the 6th and because that should be Leesburg, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Leesburg is coming up. Yeah. When is it? It is the first part of November.
Yeah, I think it's the first part of November.
It's another magazine.
Yes.
That's 5th and 6th of Leesburg, if I'm not mistaken.
But Jeff, keep us updated as soon as you get a new date.
Yeah.
And
sure.
we're here for you, brother, and we feel for you. And, can't fight Mother Nature. We've got fires going on, tornadoes, hurricanes.
Yeah.
It's just what's happening in the world, and you can't stop that, and it's not your fault.
Was it just me, or did Sally just sneak up out of nowhere? That was a last-minute bomb there.
Yeah, it wasn't good, man, but I know we have John, Absolute Auction. I'm telling you what, we have the premier auctioneer in the country. And man, Absolute Auction, John Harris is going to be talking to us in a minute about something big that's going on in Plant City.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jeff, I guess you've made it back home, right?
Yep, I'm back in Indiana. I'm safe, and now we're just getting ready for Circleville, Ohio here in a month, and get that ran. And then as soon as I find a date, I will let you guys know for the November deal.
Keep us posted.
Brother. We're here for you, your media sponsor. You know that.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
Have a great evening.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. You ready for John here? Let's load up John here. Hello, John. You're on Born to Ride Radio.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Hey, good evening.
John Harris, the premier auctioneer. I mean, this guy's like a general in the battlefield, man. This guy delivers what he does. And tell us what you have, John, coming up. Absolute Auction is coming to Plant City.
Yep, we've got an interesting one over there off of Collins Street downtown. There's a company, Ebenezer's Motorsports. It's been in operation about 3 or 4 years over there, and they're shutting down. This is not a COVID-19 casualty, but the operators have decided to go another direction. So they've called us and said, sell everything we've got, which is a complete motorcycle shop with repair, parts, facilities, and motorcycles and some odds and ends just like that. So it's going to be an absolute auction on October 3rd.
I mean, there's motorcycles, there's lifts, there's parts, accessories, there's tires, wheels. How does this work? What does absolute auction mean?
Good question. You see a sign that says auction, and it doesn't have absolute in front of it, don't bother. Don't waste your time. Absolute means it's got to be sold to the final and highest bidder by law. Once there's a bid accepted, so that means that nobody's going to tell you didn't bid enough. The highest bidder is going to take everything that they bid on that day. So that's an absolute auction. That's a type of an actual legal description in Florida.
I think the other ones reserved is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't say reserve auction. They just say auction, and then they play a game. It's usually turns out to be an appraisal because nothing ever gets sold. But this is going to be absolute because this family's made a decision to eliminate everything, and then we're going to sell the real estate. The real estate's not going to be in an auction. It's going to be listed with a broker. Nice piece of property.
That's a beautiful building there. I mean, it's unbelievably beautiful.
Yep. It is a nice location, too. It's been refurbished and everything. It was the old Knott's Hardware for a zillion years, and then it was taken over about 5 years ago, and then it was sold to the Clark family in 2017, and they opened up Ebenezer's Motorsports. So, anyway.
So, Saturday, October 3rd, is everything must go? Absolute auction? Is it all going that day?
Yes, everything. We're going to have a preview the day before, and that's what we like people to come out, get registered, take a look at stuff, inspect the items. There's some things that we haven't cataloged yet. There's probably 100 items we haven't cataloged. And then get ready for Saturday, because at 1 o'clock on Saturday, 1 p.m., we're going to start with the first item, which, let's just see what that is. First item is a rolling tire rack, motorcycle tire rack. And then it's going to go from there for about 3 solid hours of nonstop auction action. And in the middle of that, there'll be about 13 pretty nice bikes. pontoon boats, vans, golf carts, and things like that. All going absolute.
So this isn't just for the regular everyday guy. I mean, people can buy wholesale. They can buy as much as they want because if they have a shop, a dealership, starting a business, or just a man cave, this is a perfect opportunity, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, that is a great point, Ronnie. You know, you see businesses go out and a new business starts where one was at, and they're going to, you can buy things like shelving and racking and counters and things like that. That's all going to be sold. That's good point.
And can they go to your website and see more photos? What is it, Harris Auctions LLC.com?
That's it, Harris Auctions LLC. You Google that, it's going to come up. We've got one auction posted. That's for October 3rd, and that's Ebenezer's. About 100 pictures there, also a catalog, PDF catalog, and all the information. And people can call me if they have any questions. My number's all over the website.
Your number is 813-784-3926. And I mean, when you say absolute, there's probably going to be some great deals and great bargains on Saturday, October 3rd in Plant City, right?
There's always bargains at an auction. It may come at different times and different items, but yeah, I was just looking at the helmets. They've got 83 brand new half helmets in the box, new in the box. They'll have to go. I mean, these are, I don't know, $70 to $100 a piece. High bidder gets them. So you come out and check them out on Friday, buy them on Saturday, and you got your helmet. Maybe you got a motorcycle to go with it.
Well, it sounds like a great deal, people. If you're listening out there, this is a great opportunity, and we're going to be pushing it. It's on our social medias already on Born to Ride, and we're going to be calling out some shop owners and people that we know to try to help you out, John, because you believe in us, we believe in you, and we're excited about this for you, but someone's going to get some great deals at the Absolute Auction at Ebenezer Saturday, October 3rd. John, why don't you give us a sample of some of that auctioneer lingo? Come on, man.
He's going to be doing this for 3 hours, he said. 3 hours. Come on, let's hear it.
Let's see here now.
Let's hear. What do we got?
The number you have reached is not
this motorcycle, what are we going to start it off at? Come on, let's go. We got some people here that want to buy.
We've got this Shoemaker 15, 20, 50, 150 amp portable battery charger. Folks, what's it worth? How about $100 bid? Could have been 75, could have been 25. Everybody wanted it for $10. I got 10 now, 15, could have been 20, could have been 25. 25 now, 30 sold, $25.
What about what about that lift? Everybody's going to want that lift. What is it going to start at? Lift for the bike to work on?
Well, that's a great question. Doesn't matter what it starts at, what it finishes at, because the auctioneer can ask, but it matters what you put your hand in the air at.
I start at 25.
All right, 25 now, 75, 50 now, 100 now, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 175 now, 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 275 now, 3. Okay.
It doesn't pass.
I'm done.
Don't you get one of those little paddles that you have to raise?
So you see, people?
Yep, little number there. Yep.
You're dealing with the premier auctioneer in the state of Florida, bar none, probably in the United States, John Harris.
At least on this phone call.
That's right. But I know better. John, once again, tell them where you're at, and man, we're going to check in with you again next week.
And John's always available for any shop that needs to do this.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of your business, your property, John can do it. He's done them all.
Or just clean house once in a while, like Ronnie's storage shed.
Yeah, Ronnie's got an auction. He just doesn't know it yet.
We're going to get to that. I got a storage shed.
His wife knows it.
He does. Yes.
All right,
beautiful
John.
girl. Yep. Thank you, guys.
October 3rd. Where is it?
October 3rd, 314 South Collins Street, Plant City, Florida. The sale starts Saturday, October 3rd. Doors open at noon. Preview the day before. 314 South Collins in Plant City. Give me a call if you have any questions. And, Ronnie, I appreciate the great job again.
No, man. It's always great to work with you because you're a true professional. And I'm telling you what, people, you have to go to this auction because you're going to get some great deals. Thanks, John.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Well, best of luck to Ebenezer's on their new journey and their new ventures.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been around a long
phone call
time.
Already.
Oh, yeah. We got Dave Nichols on the line, the editor, the captain of the ship of Born to Ride magazine and everything.
Did Dave hear Absolute Auction and thought we were talking about Absolute Vodka or something and he called in?
Hey, I want to come to that. I want to buy I've got $27.50. I could buy a bike.
and you know what? They just might go for that because it's an absolute auction.
Right. I want to do that.
So, man, Dave, great to hear your voice, man. It's always great, and thank you for calling in. We've got a big show coming up. Why don't you promo who we're going to talk to today, and such a great company that is the bottom line of this whole conversation today.
Yes, sir, Ronnie. Well, we've got one of the premier custom motorcycle builders in the world joining us in about 5 minutes, Mr. Shannon Davidson. He runs a place called the Chop Shop in North Carolina, and I have had the great honor of giving this man many awards over the years for his custom choppers, his custom baggers, and he's won not only awards at our Easy Riders bike shows in the past, but I put a lot of his bikes in the magazines over the years. He is the nicest human being you will ever meet, Mr. Shannon Davidson. He's also the spokesperson for Metal Sport Wheels, and we're talking about the most amazing custom wheels you have ever seen. The company also does blanks for all the bike builders in the world. When they need a blank to create a custom wheel out of, they get them from Metal Sport.
Metal Sport Wheel, that's an American company, and it's probably one of the hottest wheel companies in the industry as we speak.
Absolutely, and they are also the distributor for V-rubber tires. Whenever you see a custom bagger with a 30-inch front wheel or bigger, it's a V-rubber on there.
Yeah, and they're even doing 34-inch tire wheels.
Yes, yeah, they've got 34-inch wheels and tires for your custom bagger needs.
It comes with the tires.
That's just sick.
But do they also do tour packs, rotors, pulleys, even sprockets and brake calipers?
Well, they're known for their wheels. Their wheels are their number one thing. And so when you think of Metal Sport, you think of these incredible designs. They've got a number of 3D type designs that are just phenomenal. And these are the bikes, when you see a bike that is a show winning bike, chances are pretty damn good it's got a Metal Sport wheel on the front end there.
They even do the fat wheels. That's pretty hot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys, whatever is cool and coming, they're the first ones in. And you know, Ron Loyns, who owns Metal Sport, he's also a hot rod guy. So I got to go out to his house one day and see these beautiful Boyd Coddington type, hot rods that he's got. He's got Foose stuff. He's got all kinds of, you name it, he's got it.
Yeah, and speaking of Foose, Chip Foose, Matt Hotch, Dave Parowitz, Donnie Smith are just some of the award-winning, unbelievable bike builders that always use Metal Sport wheels, and that says a lot if those guys are using these products. So the consumer out there listening right now, check out Metal Sport Wheels. The metalsportwheels.com, I'm sure they could go to, and or go to your local dealers. They can order them. But it's great to have a company like that. Matter of fact, they're in Born to Ride magazine, and that's what we want to do. We want to market, brand, and promote a great American company like this that knows how to do their craft, and great people are using their products, man. And then now we're going to get to talk to Shannon. So it's great what we're creating here, Dave. It's really cool that we're able to talk to the top people in the industry.
Well, Dave, what is the distribution system for a Metal Sport? Do they work directly with dealers or wholesalers? How does that work?
All of the above, but the main thing is the bike builders, the custom builders know these guys, and they know that's what they got to have if they want to, if they want to win a bike show, they got to have the best quality products. And Metal Sport's where they get the wheels, and V-Rubber's where they get the tires. And Shannon, I'll tell you, he first started bringing bikes to bike shows. I think he was still doing Pro Street customs that were sort of real swoopy, beautiful, lots of sheet metal, gorgeous motorcycles. And he evolved into doing custom baggers, and now is known all over the world as doing some of the absolute top, cutting-edge, world-class custom baggers you've ever seen in your life.
Wow.
What an honor it is to have Shannon on the show tonight. Matter of fact, I think he's called in. And people, I'll tell you, go get Mama from the kitchen, man. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah, we're going to have Shannon join us. Dave, hold on. I'm locking you in. And hello, Shannon. Are you there?
Yeah, hey, guys. How are y'all doing?
Hey,
Good.
how's it going?
Hey, Shannon.
Great.
Shannon, great to have you on Born to Ride today, man. And I tell you what, everything Dave has said about you, we checked out your stuff, and we've seen it in the field, but an amazing builder we have on the show today, people.
Shannon, with a name like Davidson, is there any connection, or are you just running with it?
Man, I wish I knew that. I really do. I haven't received any royalties from that, so evidently not. But thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be on your show, and thank you again for it.
Well, innovation is what it's all about. And when you look at your bikes, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's also style and art. Let's get right to it. What are some of your inspirations that got you started in what you do?
When we started out custom painting. Started out doing some helmets and some things of that nature. That's how we got started doing it. And then it just evolved over. I was always around with some cars when I was early or younger. And then it evolved over to the motorcycle scene. And I don't know. It's just always something that I have been, blessed to have that gift to create or make things. And, smooth lines is something that we always try to follow. And just always trying to do something a little different than what someone else is.
Yeah, how important is it to have a groove and, a style, but to make it all flow? Because we've seen the bikes that just have a bunch of crazy stuff on it, but it doesn't have a flow. Yours seem like that, like a dolphin or a shark. They're, what do you call that?
Sleek.
Yeah, they're kind of sleek. That's a good one. But sleek. That's what I was getting at. But,
you were looking for a little bit more of a sophisticated word, like feng shui or something.
Well, actually, it's good though.
It is.
But the wheels, a lot of people will build a bike around the wheels, and when you have wheels like Metal Sport wheels, that I know you represent the company, but how important is that to start with a base like that?
Oh, it's one of the most crucial things you can do. If you start off with a good wheel, something that you know is a great quality product like Metal Sport produces, then the rest of it, just kind of falls in place. And we do. A lot of times I will look at the style of the wheel because, to me, a certain design in a wheel won't go with the body lines or the sheet metal work or even the graphics or the paint. It seems like everything, especially on a real high-end build that you're doing, something you're really wanting to show off, everything has to flow together or, it looks like you've left something out.
And how important is it to have a company that you can always trust that when your bike goes down the road, it's going to be tough and it's going to survive riding it, to really ride a bike? And, pretty's one thing, but to be able to wear and tear everyday riding, that's pretty important for you to have on the build?
It is. It's very important. I mean, it's one of the, like I say, safety is a huge concern. Motorcycles are not the safest things in the world, and, you don't have a lot of control of what other people are going to do, but you do have control of what you build your bikes with and the products that you use. And I've used Metal Sport wheels for, I guess since 2007 is when we first got the first 26-inch wheel that they had come out with. They had done a bike for the Vinny, which was on Discovery's Biker Build-Off. Matt Hogg had actually built that bike, and it had the first 26 they had done. But then we were lucky enough to be put on the Easy Rider Centerfold Tour, and we built a bike with one of their, I guess it'd be the second 26 that they had actually done, and displayed it, and it was really cool. And of course now, we go from 26s all the way up to 34s, so things have changed a little.
Have you built the 34?
Yes, we have. We actually I flew out to California with Metal Sport, and we sat down and I saw the first 34 being cut. When we got there, they kind of surprised me. It was in the CNC machine. They was like, "Well, this is yours."
Oh, wow.
All right, well, here we go. So anyway, we had to do something pretty special with it. Well, we have. We've done a lot of baggers with 34s. We've had to change the frames. We started designing our own frames to, have a little more support, and because the wheel is just so big.
To accommodate it?
Yeah. And again, safety.
Right.
You want to make sure that everything's just as safe as it can be. But the 34s are actually, it's an eye catcher. It really is. And it is just something that shows. You'll see people come up to us, and, we'll have a couple bikes on display with 34s, and, the wheels are up above their waistline, and so it is just, it's crazy. But to actually see their faces when we get on the bikes, and we ride the motorcycles and things like that, it's just, it's another thing, because people think that they're, just built to look at instead of, built to be ridden and drove around. So.
Well, it definitely has a coolness, and everybody, when you're riding, you get noticed. So probably one of them 5-second rules. After you get off the bike, within 5 seconds,
kind of like a
someone's
going to
go, damn, well, tell me about that bike. Well, tell me about that wheel. So speaking about wheels, though, they have chrome, black, or machined billet. But tell us about to people who don't know, what's a 2D or what's a 3D?
Well, a 2D is the wheels come in blanks, and it'll be a solid wheel. Okay, you'll have a 3/4 inch thickness in the center. That would be a typical 2D wheel, and then what they'll do is they'll lay that wheel in a CNC machine, and then whatever design they have drew up or come up with, they'll punch that into the machine, and then that'll cut that design out of that 3/4 inch thick center. The 3D wheel, however, let's say you're doing a 30 by 4, a 30-inch tall wheel by 4 inches. Okay, if it was a 2D, you would have a 3/4 inch center. So whatever design you had in the center would be 3/4 of an inch thick. When you jump to a 3D, the whole wheel is 4 inches. It comes in a big piece of billet, 4 inches from end to end. So when they lay that in there, it is actually something to see, when the CNC starts cutting, because you have all this being cut out, and you have a solid piece at the bottom, of the hoop right there, or at the lip where the tire goes on. You'll be 4 inches there, and then it'll taper up to the center there. So there's quite a big difference. And actually, they've come out with a hybrid now, which is something that's really cool, and a lot of people don't know about. The hybrid design is it's offered in 21 inch and 23 inch, and the center where the hubs go together is 3/4 of an inch thick. But as it tapers out to the lip on the wheel, it gets wide. So it's kind of in between a 2D and a 3D.
2.5D?
Yeah, 2.5D. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, but it's really cool, and it offers a lot of. You kind of get that 3D look, but you don't. But of course, the price is down on it too. So it's something new they're out, and they're offering it for the new fat tire stuff, and that's the biggest thing now. Is it used to be up, and now we're going wider.
Again?
21
on the fronts as well.
On the fronts, yeah. They're doing 21 5.5s. They're doing 23 5.5s, and we are doing a lot of those now, which a lot of builders are.
And it's better for riding, probably. More solid ride.
Yes, it is. It is, but you still have the people that like the 34s, 30s, 32s, and 34s. But the 23s are really, really nice. So that is something that you're doing right now, and they're offering that in the hybrid style, and I think that's something that's going to catch on with a lot of people. So,
well, we got to take a quick break. Shannon, hang on, because what I want to ask you about is consulting. You just call and consult, and they'll consult for you for the wheel that you need for your particular build. Hold that thought. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Check out the all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1, get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine, the ultimate multimedia biker experience.
This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio. You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation by calling 863-225-2000.
Welcome back to Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Radio Network. And we've got Dave Nichols and Shannon still on the line here. And in studio, we've got Ron and Debbie Galletti. My co-host this evening is not Mama Dukes, but Tater Hayes.
Not at all.
Mama is much cuter than
Yes,
Tater.
she's a lot cuter than Tater is, you betcha.
I like Tater, though.
Aw.
So, Shannon, when you're thinking about doing a build, and if there's builders out there right now that maybe haven't had a chance to get on the good foot with metal sport, how easy is it to call them and get them to build or create the wheel you're looking for?
Oh, it's actually really easy. They can contact Metal Sport, or they can also contact me. One of the great things that Metal Sport has also offered to do is, if you have your own logo or your own design that you go by, Metal Sport will actually put that in the wheel. They're in a relationship with Chip Foose, who does a lot of designing and a lot of the things for Metal Sport as far as creativeness with wheel designs. And you'll see Foose's name on the bottom of the wheel in a lot of places, but they also offer that for builders, and a lot of builders don't take advantage of that because they have their names all over their bikes and other places. But, it's really something nice to see it, if they was to put it in the wheel also. But that's a feature that Metasport will offer.
Yeah, that's awesome when there's a company that could actually go beyond just selling you something, and they can help your company grow that way. Speaking of your company growing, let's talk about the Chop Shop. Tell me about it. When did you start it? Where is it located? And what do you offer the riding community?
Well, we started in, I guess it was 1995. We started doing some, like I said, we started out painting, and then we moved over to, we wanted to do bikes and stuff. So got on my first motorcycle in 99, took it to the Easy Rider show. Dave didn't give me any press on it at all, so it was a little heartbroken.
Dave. What's up, Dave?
Not true.
Where's the love?
But no, it was a great learning experience, and then things have just developed and grown from there. And like I say, we have grown over the years.
So full service shop?
No, not really. We service
Design?
the bikes that we actually do, more paint related, more design oriented here. Don't do a lot of service work and things unless it's just the bikes that we have built. So I guess you could say we're more of a custom shop. We are located in Taylorsville, North Carolina, which is, I don't know, we're about an hour west of Charlotte. So,
How's the biker scene up there? I'm saying up there because we're down here in Florida.
Yeah, it's good. It is. A lot of people like riding up here in the mountains. This time of year is a good time to ride, which it's not right now, because of all this rain that we're getting from the hurricane. But but it is. The biker scene is really good up here. It is. A lot of people ride. A lot of people do.
Shannon, a lot of people have said this in 2021, the custom bike shows are going to be over the top because a lot of people have been quarantined, kind of laying low, and have had a lot of time and creativity to wrench some cool bikes. What do you think about the landscape for 2021?
Man, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. It's cool when people use their creativeness and they do something different. Mm-hmm. I hope that someone does something different. That's what you want to see. Sometimes it gets, I guess you could call it stale, mm-hmm. the design and the look that everybody wants, and you always want to see something different. So hopefully, with all this time off, everybody's going to be ready to go next year because I'm anxious to see it.
Dave, I know you're on the phone there, and Dave knows firsthand of your talents and your passion. and what you put into it. Dave, what could you say about Shannon? Because you've seen so many builders through the years.
Well, I'll tell you, the hallmark of every one of Shannon's bikes is that all of them are elegant. If there's one word that captures all the bikes he's done, from his Pro Streets and Choppers to his custom baggers, they are elegant, clean, and they really are showcases. You know, the fit and finish on these bikes is impeccable. You get as a bike judge, you look at every little thing on a motorcycle. What you do is you pretend you're looking at a bike that is all white or all black. You don't look at the paint. You look at the fit and finish. You want to see how much attention to detail there has been in the creation of the bike. And then the icing on the cake is the paint job. And having started with paint, Shannon's bikes are immaculate. I mean, so you can see from the pictures that Lizette Hottinger sent us over from Metal Sport some of the bikes that Shannon has done. And that really is it. He started out bringing bikes to Easy Riders that were more Pro Street, we used to call them. They're long custom bikes, beautiful fit and finish. And then he evolved into the custom baggers. And as you can see from some of the pictures that Lizette sent, they're the best that you can get in the world. You know, there are only a handful of builders. You can literally count on one hand the number of custom bike builders in this country that can build a custom bagger that is close to what Shannon does. And he's been doing it for years. You know, I was talking to him earlier today on the phone, and he actually told me, he says, you know, I kind of miss building a chopper once in a while. Maybe it'll get back to that. Maybe we'll, you know, see in 2021, maybe we'll build the occasional bobber or chopper. What do you think about that, Shannon?
Oh, I think that'd be great. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that would be great.
Shannon, with your builds, first of all, how many do you have under your belt? And second of all, what powerhouse do you prefer? What do you use?
Gosh, I don't know how many we've done, to be honest with you. We've been very fortunate, though, to been recognized in so many magazines that we have, over the years.
Gotta love magazines that go to print and tell your story.
Real magazines.
Love it. Anyway, go ahead.
The blood, the sweat, the tears.
Magazines. Go ahead.
I know they're a thing in the past, right? So anyway, but it was, we, like I said, we've been very fortunate to have done that, and I don't know, it's as far as the performance and stuff of them, I remember back in the day we would use different type of engines. TP made some, Ingenuity made some back in the Pro Street days. It was based off the Harley Davidson Evo engine, but we were doing 121s, 135s, 145s back then, and today more or less you just we'll use a lot of the the Harley Davidson based engines and just do some work to those.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dave, you've recognized him through the Easy Rider days and through the years, but now he's representing a company like Metal Sport. That says a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Because if you think about it, if you owned a company like Metal Sport, when it comes time that you need someone to sort of be your spokesperson, you need someone who can back up what they're saying. And Shannon's been using Metal Sport wheels probably close to 20 years, and he's been through every kind of different custom, fad or trend. He's seen things come and go, and it's good to have good, strong relationships. The motorcycle industry, it's really kind of a small industry. Everybody knows everybody. And if you're not about something, you find out pretty soon where people are, and if you can trust them, and if they're part of the family, And Metal Sport wheels, V-rubber tires, they fit together with Shannon just like a glove. Really good people, really care about what they do. And then, Shannon used these showpiece wheels to wrap around these gorgeous concepts of the bikes that he builds. And man, you know, when you were talking about how many bikes has he built, I mean, he would bring, in any given year, he would bring a dozen beautiful custom bikes, each one more beautiful and perfect than the next, just to our Charlotte Bike Show, you know. And you know, he would keep Mike Lichter busy just shooting his bikes when we would have a bike show. Yeah, and I tell you, the work speaks for itself, and there's not a nicer human being than Shannon Davidson. You know, he was the only bike builder that when we would be standing there checking bikes in, and you know, you got a bike show, you've got hundreds of custom motorcycles that are being checked into this convention hall. And Shannon would be the one who would walk right up and say, okay, do you need some help? Can I move some of these bikes for you? And he would jump right in, you know, and he would start, you know, over here, we're going to take that bike, we're going to put it over here. He's the best. He's just the best, and I can't say enough about him.
And, you know, he's representing a great company. It seems like a really good fit, and a visionary company like Metal Sport, recognizing a guy from the Carolinas. It's not a guy from California, some superstar guy with Hollywood. This is a real deal guy that is creating unbelievable creations. So, I mean, that's a great story in itself, Dave.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've talked to Ron Lloyds, who owns Metal Sport, about using Shannon in a TV commercial. I think they should have a Metal Sport TV commercial where Shannon comes on and he says, if I build it, you know, if I build it, Metal Sport goes on it, because it's like I said, it's a match made in heaven.
And Dave, I know someone who's got a TV show that we could put that commercial on. Multi-levels of media for that.
Magazines and television. Woo!
There's another Ron Galletti. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's only been doing that for 25 years. So
yeah, when Shannon said that's when he started about that time. That's when we started Born to Ride as well. So to be a survivor in this industry for any company in business and media, you know, it's about the people. It's about people who work hard, who give you their word, and they just take care of business. No smoke and mirrors, no, you know, just real deal stuff. And Shannon, I was going to ask you, what's been the secret of, you know, you got to have success. So I got to ask you, what's the secret of your success? Because success, we're always searching for it, but what's been your secret, how to keep on keeping on?
I guess hard work, you know, and being, I think one of the main things, you know, is just being humble. You know, treat other people like you want to be treated. You know, a lot of people, I think, get into the bike building business just because they want to be a superstar, or you know, like you said, or have your name in lights, or this, that, and the other. You know, and that's not what it's about. If you enjoy what you're doing, and when you get something finished up, if the product's exactly like you want it to be, you know, that is, you know, more satisfaction than anything else. You know, is some people try to buy their way into things, and you just can't do that. You know, you have to earn people's respect. There have been some great people that have built custom bikes before me and have paved the way. You know, from Arlen Ness, you know, Dave Perilous, Donnie Smith. I mean, there's just been some great people. Paul Yaffe, you know, has always been someone that I've looked up to. But there is just, you know, if you put in the work, you know, and you're humble, you know, and like I say, we've been blessed. You know, God's a part of my life, and He's done so much for me also. But there's just, you know, all that put together, you know, I think that's a good way to have success.
So, Shannon,
business and life.
Yes, good way to live.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. Can I testify? Hell yeah. Hey, what I wanted to ask you, though, is how does it work? Do they just go, hey, man, Shannon, can you build me a bike? Is there a waiting line? Or do you have a consulting with them and kind of write it up, draw it up? Or do they come with a dream or say, hey, just do what you want to do? I've got the cash, and we're going to talk about how much that would cost. But what's the process?
Yeah, that's usually it. I mean, someone will give me a call, or they'll meet me at a show. We have been on probably a 16, 18 month backlog for I don't know how long now to get a bike rolling. And you know, that's another thing too. Our bikes, usually when we do them, they're not a 2 to 3 month build. Some of our stuff can take a year to a year and a half because I am just very. Some of our stuff that is not that extensive will go quicker, but there's a lot of tearing things back apart if I'm not happy with it, or a lot of repainting. You know, some days you come in and you just don't get it. It's just not there, you know. So you leave what you're doing, you go work on something else, and you might come back to it the next day or even the next day, and you know. That's one of the biggest things that I tell people. Some people are good with that; they want the end product, and then other people are like, "Man, I need it right now." So, but yeah, people just get in contact with me, and they usually get on the waiting list, and we just go over things. You know, there's so many different options and so many different ways that you can go with a custom motorcycle that you can talk all day about it.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is most people don't have a clue what color they want. So I usually ask them, I said, tell me what you don't like. All right. And so we go from there.
I thought that would have been the first thing.
No, it's not.
What about corporate companies? Have you done any like corporate bikes for certain companies or anything like that? You know, like their flagship promotional machine?
Have not. We've done some customs back in the days for a lot of guys in NASCAR. So I guess probably one of the nicest, well, I don't guess that's the right word, but one of the bikes that I guess I had a lot of satisfaction in doing is we built a bike for the gentleman's name was Tommy Davis, and I know Dave probably knows him. He's from West Virginia. It was a coal miner bike, and Tommy lost a lot of his family in an accident when a coal mine collapsed, and we done a huge bagger for him, and that was just, you know, something very, very special that we had done for him. He had lost his son and his nephew and his brother. So something like that, you know, some things we've done like that have been very, very special and meant a lot to us.
Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
You know, those are the great things, the gift that you can give and you know, to create someone's dreams. And, you know, you talked about there is a time it takes to build it, sometimes a year and a half. Tell me about your staff. I mean, how important is it to have good people working for you?
It means a lot, and I've went through a lot of people here, you know, over the years. People you think that are going to stay with you, and then they end up leaving and going and trying it on their own or doing this or that, you know. So I've actually got to where it's just me, and I have one other guy that helps here. I have another guy that comes in sometimes part-time and helps. So it seems like the smaller I keep it, the more control we have over what we do. We don't get to push out a ton of bikes like we used to, and I've got a lot older, too. I mean, Dave was talking about all those bikes we bought the Easy Rider. I can remember us, you know, working 3, 4, 5 days in a row straight because the Easy Rider was coming to Charlotte, and, you know, leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning to go sit up at Easy Rider at 6 or 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I can't do that anymore.
I was going to say, are those days gone? They are for me.
They're so gone. Yes.
So it's important to put out quality less than quantity, but that means you're actually got your hands on that project for that client. How important is that?
Oh, it's very important. I have never sent a bike out to be painted that we built to someone else to let them paint it. And I always have my hands on everything that we do. I always want to be, you know, in control of design. And it means everything. I mean, you have to, you know, be the one doing it all. We do it all here. I mean, that's one thing I think we pride ourselves in.
Even your frames?
Frames are made here. I've got a patent to do our frames, and I have a manufacturer's license. We do our frames here. We do our tanks, our fenders. We build our saddlebags on some of our custom stuff, and we do all our paint work. So,
wow.
Well,
that's very unusual. Yeah.
I think you left something out when you're talking about your success. I think the success is a big part of having you on top of your own projects, you know, and that means a lot to the end user. Now, got to ask you, every bike that you build, what kind of wheels do you put on them?
Metal Sports, yeah, that's all we use. But just because they're such a great company, and they take so much pride in what they do, they do so much testing, and they know so much about the wheels. It's just it's something just to sit and talk with them about, to talk with Mark or to talk with Ron about it, and Metal Sport ships worldwide, too. I mean, it's not just something, well, hey, we can get your wheels here and just US Bay. I mean, they ship worldwide, so it's just they're a great organization. They have it together. They keep up with the times, and I just think they're one step above everyone else.
Yeah, and there's a lot of choices out there for consumers and builders, and you're representing this company, Shannon, and that means a lot that you have faith in them to put your name on your product out the door with someone else's wheels on them, and that's one of the most important part of a bike is the wheels, so it says a lot. It really does say a lot that they acknowledge you for your for what you do and your talents. Like Dave said, Dave, you want to jump in on that? What about the two together? How they come together to make a winning team?
Well, it's very important, and you see it a lot with custom builders that they will have a particular favorite when it comes to certain companies that they use over and over again. We would see it all the time in the magazine industry because there would almost be a formula for what's cool. You'd see, oh, well, I've seen this kind of bike in these magazines, and there are certain things they all have. There was a time when if you had a custom bike, it had to have Performance Machine brakes on it.
Exactly.
It just had to. It was the cool thing to have, and it's still true today, and so different builders, that's why so many builders will build parts, air cleaner covers and grips and foot boards and foot pegs and just covers for the engine, because the king of that, of course, was Arlen Ness, and the whole idea was, a guy would look at an Arlen Ness bike and say, gosh, I could never afford an Arlen Ness bike, but I can afford those grips and I can afford those mirrors that say Arlen Ness on them, have the little logo on there, and they were designed by Arlen, and now by Corey Ness, and it's very important to people. You see people all the time, even if you have a stock motorcycle, you want to put a little something on that bike to make it your own, and so it's very important, and for Shannon to be really the spokesperson for Metal Sport, it speaks volumes about both Shannon and Metal Sport, because Shannon could pick any company he wants. You see the quality of his motorcycles, and he is true to Metal Sport for many very good reasons.
And he's in really good company of people like Chip Foose, Matt Hotch, Dave Parowitz, to name a few, Donnie Smith, and Shannon Davidson. Shannon, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm honored. It's a really big honor for me because, when you first get started doing this, or when I did, that's people that you looked up to. I had Paul Yaffe's motorcycles. I had Arlen Ness's motorcycles, pictures of the posters of them hanging up in my shop when we started out in a two-bay garage, So just to be, mentioned in the same sentence as those people, it's just, it's an honor for me.
That's how we feel about mentioning Dave Nichols joining Born to Ride. Woo!
Thank you very much.
And that's what it's about, is moving forward in a forward positive direction, and innovation and everything we're all doing, from Metal Sport to what you're doing, Shannon, and we got Tater and Fester in here, man. What do you guys think about this type of product? We're talking to some pretty cool stuff tonight.
I'm thinking, could we get Shannon to build us a Boss Hogg?
Oh yeah,
Boss Hogg Radio Hog.
Yeah, I just Fester needs a new bike.
Yeah,
right. Just a little caution, Shannon. It's neon yellow, so everything's yellow.
Okay.
Bumblebee yellow.
What's cool about this is every week we bring in different people in the industry, and thanks to Dave Nichols' Rolodex, it never ends.
Magazines, TV, and Rolodex. So
yeah, man. I didn't say
school.
Rolex, Rolodex. So and Boss Hogg Radio and broadcasting on great platforms like Chopper Town and do now Boss Hogg Radio and Born to Ride. We really want to make a difference in the community, but it's not about us, man. It's about the people. We want to magnify your greatness, and to have a guest like you to take your time today, man, and Dave on the phone, and a company like Metal Sport. I mean, I think bikers could bring America together. You know what I'm talking about? Can I testify on that?
Heck yeah, we can.
Right.
It really can, man, because, it's just we want to have the lifestyle that we live. But building motorcycles is a pretty cool thing to do, Shannon.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. It's a lot of fun. Now, it's a lot of headache, too. The phone calls and the, ordering and all this, that's the worst part of it. Actually getting there and physically working and doing it, and then seeing the product, and then stopping and doing another one. That's the good part about it. It's all the other stuff, that gets in the way sometimes.
And then you have to deal with personalities, people with money, so they got special ways they want things, and it's a lot of stuff, man. We could talk for so long with you. We're running out of time, man.
Let's talk a little more.
I mean, how do people get in touch with you? I know you have a website, Facebook, social media. Tell us how to get in touch with you, bro.
Yes, you can go to, like I say, you can go to our Facebook page, the Chop Shop. You can actually get in hold of me also going through Metal Sport. You can call us here at the shop at 828-635-1189. Leave a message. I hear a lot of comments that I call Shannon and, you don't call me back or this, that, and the other. It's been a week or two. That's, just have patience because, I'm working.
Well, I was going to say, listening to you, it's just you and maybe another guy in the shop there. So,
When the creative juices start flowing, you don't interrupt that process.
No, I don't like to do it. But you can also come and meet us because we're usually always at Daytona. Daytona is always, hopefully we'll be there this coming spring. And,
Where are you set up in Daytona?
We usually always set up at the Speedway, at Daytona International Speedway. So people are welcome to come by. They can see the new products. I'm sure that we're going to have several new wheel styles on display from Metal Sport, and their new brake package that they've got. And, I'll have some new bikes built, hopefully, and we'll have those there. And, they can come by and see us there and talk.
Well, man, thank you so much. Let's stay in touch. We want to do a whole feature on you in the magazine, and we'll do the whole 9 yards. Dave, any last words? We're cutting out here in a second.
Hey, everybody. We're all born to ride, and born to ride for the rest of our lives. We can't help it.
Absolutely.
Born to ride for life.
And special thanks to Metal Sport for everything they do in our motorcycle community. Keep them wheels rolling.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Shannon.
You've been listening to Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Radio Network this evening. Have a great evening, folks, and be safe out there.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Yeah, I have to say Born to Ride has been a big influence on my trailer sales in the last 2 or 3 months. It's been nothing but a big surprise. I mean, the magazine articles, everything in the commercials, it's been nothing but the best of help to me in my business.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride. Call 888-795-5779.
This is the Boss Hogg Radio Network. 1170 AM WKFL Bushnell. 1330 AM WWAV Lakeland Plant City. 1360 AM WHNR Cypress Gardens Winter Haven. And 1390 AM and 107.5 FM WAVP and W298BU FM Avon Park.